Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Jason, coming back with another one, man. I'm getting ready to head out to work on this beautiful Monday. You know what I mean? Get this shit over with. But I wanted to tell y'all, like, really fast, though. Listen, man, in every situation, bro, before you jump, before you react, before you go, before you do whatever it is that you want to do, man, make sure you weigh out the pros and cons of that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's pros and cons to everything, believe it or not. You're going to have it's things that's highlighted mostly when you see it. You know what I mean? Like when you're looking for jobs or, you choosing to go different routes with your career or your life. Listen, bro, it's always some pros and cons to that. So you got to weigh that shit out. And you can't let just one thing be your motivation. You got to consider a lot of things. Consider yourself, consider your time, consider your energy, consider your family, all of that shit. All of it has to work. And you got to see what's most important to you and what you're willing to give up. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of time you see in situations, right? You know what I mean? And I'm going to use jobs as an example. Where a lot of people, right? They will go for the money. They're going to be like, yo, you know what? I'm going to leave this situation and then I'm going to go to another situation because they pay more. And then they will do it without weighing out the pros and cons of that. Not figuring out, the time, that's going to be used. Like, yeah, the money, you're going to get more money for it. But, how many hours do they want you to work? Is it mandatory overtime? What they vacation look like? You got to think about all of that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we be so quick to jump at the money, or we be so quick to jump at one thing or this thing or that thing, and then we don't think about the other shit that come with it. But then by then we already left one situation to the other, and it could possibly be, not what you expected. Not what you expected. Even with these relationships and shit like that, you got a lot of people that will jump they would think the grass is greener on the other side. And what you got to understand is the grass is not always greener on the other side. But when you looking at looks and, you hypnotized by the flesh and, you considering all of the outside shit instead of the inside shit, bro, listen, that's when you go terribly wrong. You know what I mean? And that's where you see a lot of dudes like they'll go with the flesh, they'll go by the pretty looks. But on top of that, that bitch, she don't work. You know what I'm saying? She can't cook. She she has no type of motivational energy that she could give you. You know what I mean? All she want to do is just sit around, and you got a lot of guys that end up taking care of chicks like that. Because they just went for that, and the chick don't even know how to do anything else. But they decided to go by just the looks. They decided to go with the ass and titties. They didn't think about nothing else. And then they be having babies with these chicks too. Chick don't have no idea how to be a good mom. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't even raised by a good mom. Just saying. It happens. So in any situation, those are just examples. Just weigh out the pros and cons, even in these relationships, with these jobs, with your career. If you want to just, if you want to work for yourself, listen, dog, it's things that come with it. Don't think you just gonna work, work for yourself, and then it's not gonna be no hardship in that. You gotta work just as hard if you gonna work for yourself. It's not just gonna be something where you just making money hand over fist like that. You gotta have patience when starting your business. You gotta have patience while on this journey. You gotta have patience with yourself, bro. You know what I mean? Because everything has a process to it. But if you ain't got no patience, bro, ain't nothing gonna work for you because your patience ain't there. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta know, you gotta weigh out the pros and cons and make sure that you ready, you established. Because not all the times are we going to be ready for whatever it is that we want. But guess what? If we going to dive into it, at least we know. You know what I mean? At least we'll know what's going, you know what I mean? What the intel is, what the details are. The pros and the cons, the positives and the negatives of these situations, of these people, in these relationships and shit like that. It's our job to weigh that shit out. because a lot of people end up just jumping. We just can't jump at shit, bro. Like I told y'all last week, bro, we are critical thinkers. We have to stay that way with everything that we do. You know what I mean? But you don't want to overthink shit either, bro. You got to go by that gut feeling too. Go by that gut feeling. Read the energy. You know what I mean? Have discernment in these situations and then make your move. You know what I mean? It's like how they say, bro, you know what I mean? Make your next move your best move. Like for real. Make your next move your best move. And when you make your next move your best move, listen, that involves a little investigating. You know what I mean? Not just you jumping just because of the money. Not just you jumping just because she pretty and got ass and titties. No. You know, not just jumping because it sound right. Like, listen, bro, a lot of the things, bro, when they want you to go to these jobs and these places, what's the first thing they post up? You know what I mean? The money, the benefits. But they don't tell you how many, you know what I'm saying, the hours. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna know the managers and people that you gotta work with. You're not gonna know the real details. You're not gonna read the fine print. That's why people get caught in these bad deals when it come to music. You be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they just go for that advance money. They don't read in between the lines. They don't read the fine print of those contracts. They didn't know that it was some slave ass shit. They didn't know that they ass was going, you know, have to make 10 albums and shit. And guess what? You know, it's not even going to be up to them for when they could put it out. So they shit could be just left on hold. You know, they could be just sitting on that. Their music could just be sitting on the shelf because it's not all on them, but they signed that dotted line. You signed that dotted line. They didn't know that they was going to have to pay a lot of that shit back. They didn't know that they was going to have to pay a list of motherfuckers. So guess what? All of that advance money that they got, they owe that back. And then on top of that, if their albums do sell, their music do sell, they owe the tour managers back. They owe the, you know what I mean, the promoters back. They owe the, you know what I'm saying, the distribution company back. They owe all of this shit, but they didn't read that fine print. They didn't weigh out the pros and cons. And it's like that with life. You know, every decision that you make, bro, you got to weigh that shit out and stop just doing stuff because your homie said it sounded good and it worked for him. You know what I mean? Or just because, you know, the highlighted things that they highlight on purpose to suck you in. You know what I mean? Look at your situation that you in right now. And then compare the two and try to figure out how it's gonna benefit. You know what I mean? Because we all about benefit here. It has to benefit you. And where we go wrong is where we just think about other people and then we look to benefit them. No, how is this gonna benefit you? How is it gonna benefit your life? How much time is gonna be needed? You know, all of those things. How much money you gonna make? You know what I mean? You gotta think about everything. I'm not saying to just not think about the money. No, think about everything though. Instead of just jumping at the money. You know what I mean? Instead of just jumping at something because it sounds good. Just because it looks good too. Like we tend to jump at and grab the things that sparkle. We grab the things that got a little bit of light on it, that got some twinkle to it. But listen, we don't look in the inside. We don't know what's under that. You got to figure out what's under that. Sometimes shit could just be spray painted good. Even with these people, these relationships, bro, on the outside, a motherfucker look, you know, they got the smile. You know what I mean? They got everything on the outside that look cool. But guess what? On the inside, it's a lot of darkness in people. It's a lot of darkness in people. I'm telling y'all that just so y'all could just read in between the lines, bro. Stop thinking everything that gleam ain't gold, bro. You know what I mean? Just think about it before you make that move. Think about it, man. Look at people's actions. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. Weigh out the situation that you in. Where you at in your life. Where you want to be. What you trying to see. Where you trying to go. You know what I mean? You got a family. Think about them. Consider them instead of considering yourself all the time, bro. You know what I mean? You got to understand, bro. When you got a family, when you got kids, you are a package deal. You are a package deal. So you got to weigh all of that shit out too. No matter if you move into another state, you go to another job. If your ass think about jumping ship to another chick or a relationship or whatever the case may be, just think about all of it before you do it, all right? And that's what we do, bro. That's what we do. We cover everything over here. We got to make logical decisions. You know what I mean? We have to continue to be critical thinkers. Otherwise, we will end up in situations that we don't want to be in. You know? So just think about that shit moving forward, all right? And that's my word, man. My name JC and the Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace. Hustle hard, yeah, that's all day. I'ma keep putting in work, yeah, that's all day. I'm in here to do my job, yeah, that's all day. What I do ain't a facade, this is all J. Hustle hard, yeah, that's all day. I'ma keep putting in work, yeah, that's all day. I'm in here to